I'm here at the Cable Car Museum here in San Francisco, and I'm learning all about the evolution of the first cable cars, and a guy by the name of Andrew Halliday from London who created the first cable cars. He saw the horse-drawn cars in this city dragging people around, and in 1869 he saw a really horrible accident where the horses were dragged down the streets by one of the cars because they couldn't get the grip and they were all killed. And so he was like, we got to fix this, man. We need a cable car system. So he put this, and those cables behind me actually are the ones that pull the cables on 4 of the streets. And you see them going up the streets and down, and they're very old school. I remember going on one when I was like 8 or 9 years old. My mom took me on a trip to San Francisco, and we did it. And they have to rotate them at the very end and turn them 180 degrees to go back up the hill. And it's one continuous piece of cable. And it's fascinating to see what happened. San Francisco is a fascinating story because in 1852, the population was 34,000 people. In 1873, it was 200,000 people because of the gold rush. Try to think of your city growing at a 15 times rate in 20 years. It's inconceivable. Everybody came here for the cash, and the industry came, the population, all the dynamics. And of course, it's a port city as well. So fascinating story, fascinating history. I love this stuff, especially as I get older. I really love this. So I'm about to go down here and find out what all these devices are, and a little bit of the history of San Francisco. I always find it interesting to find the city of a history via its tech, because it tells you about what was going on socially and what the needs were and how they needed to be met, especially with the workers and the common people, because this ultimately got them to the industry that could make everything profitable. So there you go at the Cable Car Museum here, right near Nob Hill. Definitely stop by. It's like free to get in, so that's a no-brainer. And these are actually working cables that are now dragging these things up right now on Hyde Street and California Street and Mason and Powell. So they're actually working pieces. And it's pretty low tech. You can hear the cables underneath the streets cruising by, and then it just grabs onto the cable and it goes. 11 miles an hour is the max. And I don't know if they're really practical or not, but they're still running, so they must be. And it's a great piece of San Francisco history. So there you go, live from the Cable Car Museum. I'm only here for another hour or so, then I'm off to Napa. So I'll be checking in. But peace to you from the West Coast to of America to the East Coast of Britain. All right, out of here.